Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, as you're tuning in, hit that thumbs up. At first, I wasn't going to make a recap today because it is a flat day, but I said, you know what, man, let's put something out there. There was still a lot that transpired, in between the red and green. So let's talk about it. Remember, guys, I do not invest money for my subscribers. Be careful of fake accounts, imposter accounts, and impersonating accounts pretending to be me and pretending to be other community members. We do not invest money for our subscribers, so be very careful about people reaching out, right? We also will never ask for sensitive information. Besides that, remember that trading in itself, like any other business or profession, is risky, and it's something that takes time to learn. It's good to approach the market in a slow and safe way. You can utilize the simulators. You can utilize paper trading, risk money, right? Paper trading, aka simulator, risk money as well, to start off slow, build experience, become competent, and then of course, as you get to where you need to be, you can increase risk. Guys, it's not get rich quick. It's not an overnight thing. It takes months and more commonly years. Other than that, remember that the live streams and recaps are not an invitation to copy trade. There is a formal way of learning, which we'll talk a little bit about later in the video. So I'm down 123. Relentless, how were you able to manage risk today? I'm not gonna lie, guys, they had me in the first half. Okay, they had me. I was down over $790, 800, red 800. Imagine how many things you can do right now with 800, still in this high inflationary time. If I would have known this beforehand, I would have just skipped the first 15 minutes of the open. The first 10 minutes I would have skipped because I got brutalized. And it all happened on stock FEMY, which was actually my main stock watching coming into the open. And even on top of that, more ironic, when stocks are going up like this in the long trend, I'm usually doing my best. And I happen to get in all the wrong places here. How did it happen? So I started off with a couple of scratch trades, plus or minus $50, whatever. And so I'm watching this thing. We ended up having a low of 4. We ended up having a low of 4 and a high of, I believe, 18 or 20. So it pushed up to about 20 right here. And as it pulled back, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy 4. So I bought 401. It pulls back to 92. The moment I see red coming as it's breaking below 4, I try to get out to just keep a tight stop. I got filled very low. I'm out at 92 and I lose about 200 right there. That puts me red on the day. And it curls up back over 4. The moment I sold, in the moment of me selling, it's already back at 406. So you really have to be anticipating that break below 4 in this area to capture this trade properly. And from 406, we got the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And like, uh-oh, I don't want to get caught off guard buying too high again. So I'm going to be patient and wait for a nice pullback. Kept going, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm like, are you kidding me? So that's how it started off here for me. This thing ended up going all the way to 25 and then 45 without really giving a proper pullback, right? In terms of in the earlier move, right? Within the candle itself, right? On level 2, as we get those quick dips and then rips. So now on the actual candlestick, we're going to start to experience our first pullback. So coming into minute number 3, we had a high of 45 and we're pulling back here. We had a low here of 22. I bought all the way at 11, thinking that that was a good place to buy the dip. But I was not accurate in that assumption. We ended up pulling back more, coming down to 05 and then 02. And so I got chopped out buying a little too high on this pullback. And it made the 1-minute candle made the new high over 18. Without me, I did get a little distracted here watching another stock that was also moving in this time. So unfortunately, I did miss this 1-minute candle here breaking out over 18. Anyhow, from there, we got up to 33 and then 66. And this is where it really gave the big move. So anybody that captured this pullback nicely, that was in down here and did not get stopped out, especially if they held for a minute or a minute and a half, you know, they could have gotten some nice trades, even if they were quick about it, like getting in around 05 and coming out at 20. Okay, it's a good trade. It's still a good trade, right? Break of 18. But people who held longer, they would have had all the way to 33 or maybe even 66, depending on how long they held. Because we got back to high of day, which was at 45, and then we kept going. For me, the way how I usually will take this on, if most of the times I'm selling quickly, right? So if I'm in at 5, 6, 4, whatever, and I'm back out at 20, I'm gonna get back in the moment I see us holding up and continuing to go. So I should have been a little bit more aggressive here. I can't remember quite, but I think the price action was a little tricky. But yeah, anyhow, we ended up going from 20 to 33 to 66 all the way to 75. So that was crazy. I did ended up losing. So I did make some money here, of course, but you know, I bought back right here hoping for a double bottom. That did not happen right here. Around 40, 45, it dropped all the way to 22 and then all the way to 77. Breaking down at the whole $1.04 and going to 377. So it's good to keep the stop tight, you know, or else I could have been still, you know, hoping and praying, and you have to get lucky that it bounces up like this. So, you know, that's kind of how the day started with me on this one. It's always so close, man, but that's the thing with trading, you know, you got to really angle yourself and position yourself. If not, you can be on the wrong side of the volatility. But as usual, I told myself, hey, no big deal. We're down 700 bucks. So what? It's just a small blip in the grand scheme of things. Because I'm always trying to think macro, right? Macro, day in, day out, over years, decades, not just today. And so I'm trying more and more to keep that mindset every day. And today was a good job of me doing that because, you know, going red didn't bother me. It was just a matter of, hey, let's see what else is moving. And then, you know, we had BNOX, which was a little tricky. This one did give an opportunity, but the one that I really capitalized on was MNTS. I didn't size up. I kept it mild because, you know, we were red. We were trying to make sure to get ourselves back in position. It wasn't the cleanest of stocks, but it did give some good areas, especially for those people who are aggressive towards the dips. You know, coming down here, especially this one at VWAP was pretty good for anybody who might have been watching it early before the initial big wave of volume. But right down in there, all right, as we surged up, you can see right here, drop to VWAP. Again, you know, some of the dip trades that held up, curled up nicely. So MNTS did you know, we were able to capitalize here, scalping the move higher and higher, and you know, got ourselves back to flat. So MNTS pretty good. Unfortunately, it did have a secondary offering and sold off. In the chapters, we do cover secondary offerings. Um, you never like to see them. You know, it kind of brings about this weakness at times to the stocks and overall market sentiment here in the small cap space. But it's a part of the game. So we always got to make sure anybody who was swinging this one, of course, it was something to, you know, look out for, right? You can check for these registrations, the shelf registrations. A lot of these smaller companies have them active, and it's essentially it can go into effect at any time. So, you know, it's something to be careful of for us, and it's a part of the risk as well. It's just one of those things that's in this field, you know. So, you know, lastly, I think PIXY was one of the better stocks that we had. Although, you know, this one, the drops were very aggressive. But for, again, if you could have anticipated these bigger pullbacks, man, there was a ton of money to be made here. And you know, for me, every time it pulled back, I'm like, man, it's not sitting well. You know, it's dropping so much that I'm thinking it's just looking a little weaker. This okay right here, we had an ABCD, ultimately the W, which was good, but again, right here, huge drop off before the recovery. Again, big drops, big drops. So if you trusted the bottom of these dips, as we priced in the low of the wick and risk at the level, you could have made some good money. But again, for me, just was not confident taking such big drops. But you know, they worked out once, twice, three, four, five. You know, right here, okay, not as much, but you know, still a little bit. And gave some big extensions. Like right here, for example, this is a good example right here. So at the time, this is looking like a red candle selling off, and then it get bought it gets bought up aggressively and leads to an incredible push to the upside. So the scalps going up weren't really great. I would say it was very grindy. So, you know, I kind of got myself green and red and green and red, like green on 100 red, green 100 red, green 100. The last time I said, okay, you know what, enough is enough. But yeah, I think the money here was on the bigger pullbacks on this one. And guys, that was the day. That was the day today. Quick recap just to, you know, go over some stuff. I guess transparency, right? You know, for me, I'm looking at it as the end result, and it's like, okay, you know, it's just a flat day, you know, not really much. But again, in between, there is the ups and downs, and you guys can kind of see how I manage risk within the swing. So I guess it's still good to, of course, post a video. Um, Other than that, like, you know, I think it was a decent day, right? I don't think it was a bad day by any means, especially for me and my risk management. You know, any day where I follow the rules is always a good day. Other than that, we just want to capitalize a little bit more on the opportunities. So I'd say, you know, successful day. Tomorrow we'll be back. Looking forward to more opportunities, looking to dial it in. So stay positive, stay green, stay safe. I'll catch you guys bright and early at 9:15 a.m. tomorrow morning for another sweet day in the markets. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. Guys, check out the links down below. Check out the Discord. That's our chat room where we hang out every day. Links down below. If you guys are looking forward to some formal education, you guys can check out Merciless Markets. I almost said Momo Pro, which is the scanner, but we'll talk about that too. Check out Merciless Markets, right? That's the course that we have here in the community, and it goes over everything from zero to advanced, whether you're a beginner trader, you're someone who's been around but not quite where you need to be. Check it out. And also, if you are in need of a scanner, Momo Pro, baby. Momo Pro, this is how I find all these stocks each and every day. As I come in down here, especially the Discovery platform, guys, BNOX. Some of the stocks we traded sold off, so they're not going to be at the very high of the list. But yeah, in percentage order coming down, you know. So check it out, and I'll catch you guys next time. Stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader, #1 on YouTube, #1 in the world, and I am signing out.